The winner, Elaine Thompson-Herah, with a 1079. Sha'Carri Richardson in second with a 1092. So Elaine Thompson-Herah and then Sha'Carri Richardson. So Elaine Thompson-Herah, both of these athletes, they really kind of weren't in like the groove that we would normally or kind of expect them to be in, right? So usually when you picture these two women sprinting, they run very smooth, very clean, and it doesn't have any struggle when they're running. But it looked like when they were running this race, they were kind of muscling through it a little bit. Like they were really grimacing and trying to push through and run a fast time. And I think that's fine. Like it's kind of still early in the season. We have some time until we're gonna have the World Championships, which is happening in a little under 2 months now. It's more just the results. Like I don't believe that the time mattered too much for any of these ladies as much as the placement did for them. So Elaine Thompson-Herah definitely wanted to get out and get a win here with a 1079. Like her getting a win over Sha'Carri was massive for her, as just like look, I still got your number. I'm still better than you. You're not beating me, even if I'm not running at my very best. That's what Elaine Thompson-Herah is getting out of this race. Sha'Carri Richardson is getting out of this race. I'm back. I'm still competing at a high level. Because if you remember last week, I was getting a lot of slander from people on Twitter and on Instagram and everywhere talking about how my comparison of Sha'Carri Richardson to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was unwarranted. When saying you cannot compare Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce's bad start last year to Sha'Carri Richardson's bad start this year, because Sha'Carri hasn't won anything and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce had won all this stuff. You can't compare their bad starts. But yet, now in the second race of the year, they run the same times adjusted last year as this year. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce runs a 1086 in her second race of the year last season, wind adjusted to a 10.9, and Sha'Carri Richardson runs a 10.9 here in her second race of the year. So right now, they're both trending in the same type of direction, 2 for 2 on what their opening races were last year and this year. And remember, in the third race, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce ran a 1063. Could Sha'Carri Richardson do that? It's a definite possibility. We know she has the talent to do 10.7. She's done it before. I don't know where she's going to be competing this weekend. I don't think it's really been released or it's been talked about too much. But if she is able to run a fast time, then I'm going to be, looking at that as hey, everyone has their own kind of trend, and it looks like she's trending in the same way that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was. So I'll be looking for all of those apologies that many of you owe me. There's a lot of you on Twitter. I can't keep track of all of them, but you know who you are. Yeah, so like I said, the placement here is going to be the most important thing, and that lean between Shericka Jackson and Sha'Carri, super close if you look at it. I mean, when you're both running 10.92, you got to go down to the 1,000th or whatever. It's going to be that it's a really close race. But like I said, they're both kind of muscling their way through this race. And when we're looking at Sha'Carri's race, she had a few things that didn't go as expected or didn't go her way, which kind of leads towards, all right, if you can perform this well and these things go wrong, just imagine what's going to happen when these things go right. So Sha'Carri, when she was running, her hair got in her way. Like she starts running and you'll see it wraps around her left arm as she's running for her first 2 or 3 strides. And she was wearing a little crown, a tiara, during the race, and that fell off halfway through. And so these are all things that are going to impact you, whether it's mentally or physically there. And so while they're not major impediments, like once you're racing and once you're an athlete at this level, the little things matter. Like all of these ladies are talented and fast. What comes down to it are, what are the little things that you're doing? What little things go right? What little things go bad for you each way? It's the same in every sport. And so having you be able to run a 1092 and still have these things kind of go bad and mess up is good for you. Like it shows like, all right, look, if we're going to have these things ironed out, maybe we'll tie the hair back more, or wear it in a different style and so it doesn't wrap around your arm. And hey, maybe for the crown, we go without the crown, or we secure it a little bit more, than we do we did at the Prefontaine Classic. So these are all learning experiences for her, and I think that she'll take a look at that. Like, all right, we're running 1092 in our second race. We're beating big names like Sharika Jackson, training partner Twanisha Terry, Dina Asher Smith, like the women who won the 60-meter indoors with Kambuji. Like, you're beating these names. Tania Daniels, who just makes teams like it's her job. Well, it is. So, you're winning these, you're beating these big time people. I think that plays a good factor into, how you're feeling after this race. So I think she has some good confidence, coming in after this. Obviously she wants to win. She's a competitor, but coming out here and being able to get a win is big time. I loved her uniform as well. Like she had a bedazzled uniform, crowns and everything. Like, it to an otherwise very plain and boring uniform, like she made it, her own. Like, she's sticking out. It's just a red uniform that's boring, and you're putting all of these sequins and like studs and everything on it. You're wearing these like little things around your waist. Like, that's cool. Like, you're making it yourself. You're giving your own personality, which we need in track, because all these uniforms look the freaking same and it's annoying to me. So I'm excited that she's doing that little thing to change it up as well. But overall, I think both of these athletes are happy with what they did in their own regards, and so I'm looking forward to where they're going to be competing next, whether that's in Rome or that's somewhere else, I don't know, but I think they're both coming out of this competition happy. Before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Manscaped. As track athletes, we're going to be running tons of miles every week and can be really sweaty and gross after a hard day of practice, but those days are behind us. Manscaped just sent me their brand new performance package, which comes with the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. Look, I've tried a lot of razors in my day, but the Lawnmower 4.0 is just different. Its ceramic blade helps reduce grooming accidents, LED light allows you to shave anytime, anywhere, and since it's waterproof, you can even take it in the shower if you want. When shopping with Manscaped, use code TWN at checkout to get 20% off your entire order, plus free shipping worldwide. Show up to your next meet looking good. If you want to be the best, you gotta look the best. Link is in the description, and now back to the video.